us? All right, guys, happy Team Call Tuesday. I am so excited to be back from what felt like the world travel. I'm still getting my bearings and getting back to normal life, but I wanted to thank Peyton for hosting a team call with Lori while I was gone, and thanks for everybody for getting on the Diesel Nation call last week with launch. So with that, happy launch day. I hope you guys are leveraging the launch, loving it. If you haven't checked out the bonus content, that was the first thing I did today because I've already done most of the program, or whatever he laid out. He's changed 60% of it, he said, from what I did. So I'm so excited for round 2. I cannot wait for that. But the bonus content has me even more excited just because that's stuff we can add in. So make sure you check that out. Super happy it's live. I know it's been crazy. I've been kind of watching volume, so I know not everybody has gone in on that. So I'm really hoping, like, if you guys are on the fence about if this is a program you should purchase, especially in the launch window, guys, it is. Why? Because it's a program for everybody. It's restorative mobility. I just signed a brand new, well, she's in her 3rd trimester. She's going to be doing it as her like prenatal and postnatal program, and there will be some modifications, but I'm super excited to just know that this program is like amazing for everyone, right? So we had a few things go up on Ring the Bell, and I just want to explain it because we have some newbies. So what we talk about is when you're on Shakeology HD or Performance Line HD and a new program launches, sometimes it makes more financial sense to cancel your existing HD Shakeology or stack and buy yourself a completion pack. And why that is because you get another shaker cup, you get another set of containers, opposed to just the accessory bundle, right? Because for $130, because you're already a BOD member, you get way more than that in the value, and you're just swapping that 100, right, for your next month's shipment. Or, mine was supposed to ship in a couple weeks, so I canceled that and got a completion pack instead. So just something to think about as we go into other launches. The hybrid calendar I posted in the group, that's what I'm going to be doing until the 19th, so check it out. I also added on ultimate portion fix videos. So that's something you can share with your clients. Intermittent fasting is up under, it's not ultimate portion fix anymore, it's portion fix now. So check it out. It's a 9-minute video, and then everything you need to know is under the program materials. So make sure you check that out. And last announcement, because my Success Club numbers in the back office is not updating, it's kind of going on through all of the coach relations in one of our threads, so we're not the only ones that aren't showing, so I won't go over numbers. We'll celebrate it on Friday, but is the BOD squad. So I put in the team page, anybody that wants to go in on this, if we win the dang bike, I'll raffle it off to one of you guys. Like, I'll buy my own bike. I'm not worried about the bike, but I want us to participate in the BOD squad. So what I'm thinking is, if we get 10 people to create teams, or it's 20 people to create teams of 10, all the way below me, because I'm your closest 5-star, I'll raffle off the dang bike if we win it. So it's not like it's then a raffle, it's if you do that, you earn the bike. So I say we earn that bike, I'm gonna slap a Freedom Squad sticker on it and raffle it off to one of you guys who participated, because I think that would be super fun. So next amazing announcement, we are a week away from Summit. You guys, I'm so excited for time with you. I cannot wait to be in LA. The pool is so inviting. I keep pulling up the picture because I'm absolutely just in love with our house. And we have so many awesome guest speakers and fun things going down the pipe with that. So Diamond Day is Tuesday. You are going to get a full day at the pool in your pink swimsuit, and we'll change, we'll go to dinner, we have a photo shoot, we have all the things for that. And then general arrivals Tuesday night, guys. 5 or 6. I know a few of you are freaking out about itinerary and where do I find that, and there was a graphic on that. I went ahead and put all 3 days into one graphic for you, so I'll post that after the call so you guys can just kind of have that as a reference. So here it is. Oh, I'm not screen sharing. It always helps when I screen share if you guys want to see my screen. Oh, you'll get used to me. I'm just a hot mess. So here's the quick summit schedule. We can go through all this. You can check it out. I put the house address on here for you guys. Make sure you have your PJs, your pink swimsuit, your team shirt, and Friday night we will be doing a dinner out. This is the hybrid calendar I talked to you guys about of where and what to do with the clients that you signed yesterday and today and all the way through the 19th. This is an easy way to get them started on what to be doing. It's a hybrid that Amala put together. And then of course, our ultimate portion fix videos. I don't do a lot of To Be Mindset, but I do have a calendar with To Be Mindset on it if you need it. Those of you that bought 645, make sure you drop your little picture in here and put it in the team page for me so that we can blow that up on our stories. And last but not least, because I want to get to Kelley, this week's Coach of the Week is Victoria, you guys. She is killing it. Not only did she participate in the test group and just have amazing results, like 16 pounds, I don't even remember, but crazy amounts of inches. She's having people, by sharing her story, just telling people what's going on. She had 2 people reach out to her today and want to get started. And that is what we do. We don't sell this business, guys. We share it. And the fact that she came in, hit success starters, shared the journey of how unhappy she was when she started, didn't know, like she slid into that test group, just barely, and then just committed to it and went strong for 13 weeks, got incredible results. And now she's almost at Success Club just by sharing her story. So congratulations, Victoria. I'm so stinking proud of you. Cannot wait to see you next week. And with no further ado, I will stop the share because I'm sure, I don't know if Kelley has a presentation, but if she does, I can make her host so that she can share if we need to. But with that, we're going to move on to Kelley. Kelley is freaking awesome. If you don't think she's the cutest thing on the planet, we got to figure something out because I think she's adorable. Her family is just the cutest thing. I stalk her all over Instagram. You guys should too because she has amazing content. But she's been a coach for 6 years. She is an 8-star diamond. She's 1-star in her second. She's 2-time elite, 2-time premier. These are the ones that just throw me over the top, you guys. 73 months in Success Club 5, 42 months in Success Club 10. And she did all of that while being a mama 4, which Heather can relate, right? Like I only have 2 and I thank God every day I keep them alive. And hers are little. So I know that if she can achieve all that awesomeness with her schedule and a busy mama 4, anything is possible if you set your mind to it. So tonight she is going to talk to us about finding our tribe using social media. All right, take it away, Kelley.
Okay, I had to find myself to unmute me. But yeah, if you can make me the host and then, because I do have a few slides I was going to share. I didn't want to make this too long, and I know you can send the recording to all your girls too, but I did this for parts of this with my team not too long ago, and I got really great feedback because this is part of the business that's always hard for us, in my opinion, is the inviting to the coach opportunity and feeling confident and just talking to your tribe, trying to recruit people that are just like you. I have conversations all the time with my team leaders, and we're always like, yeah, we just want to find the people that are like us because you guys, we're all the same and we love similar things. We have so much fun at Summit. We have so much fun on the Success Club trips. We need to attract more people like that, right? Because that's my goal. I just need to attract the other Kelleys that are just like me. Because when I started, you guys, and I didn't really give you my whole story, but just to give you the breakdown of how I started before I share my screen, is I started as a discount coach. I came in strictly for the workouts. I was a mom of 2 under 2 at the time, post 2 C-sections, and I was a big runner, always. I was a college athlete. I played soccer my whole life, played at the University of Washington. And I was at the time on maternity leave from my medical device company. I was in pharmaceutical sales. So when my friend was sharing all about these workouts, I was always rolling my eyes at her, kind of like, oh, here's her post again. You guys might have heard of Shannon Leach. She's my upline coach, but I was literally that person that would see her post and be like, oh, it's so annoying. Like, I see that you're working out from home. Good for you. And then her post just hit me one day when I was able to go back to working out postpartum. And it was just an emotional time, right? Like you feel frumpy, you feel tired, exhausted. My husband's going back to work, he gets his break. And my outlet has always been fitness. And I was like, how am I ever going to make it out the door again? And we were arguing about, my husband and I were arguing about who got the morning time. Like I wanted to go to daily method or bar method, and he wanted to work out from the gym. And it was like a constant struggle because in the afternoon when he got home, I was so tired. You know, it's witching hour. I couldn't go to the gym or a class. So I finally saw one of her posts and I didn't even think. It was one of those things where I just said, send me info. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. What did I just do? And then she sent me info, and I was that person that was like, I don't want any of those supplements. No, I don't. I just give me the workouts. And she's like, all right, well, I can send you samples. She even sent me samples. I was that annoying of a person. So that's why I have an understanding when I have women that say, oh, this looks great, but I don't really want the protein. I don't really need any of that. And I always have a respect for that, but I always kind of go, you know what? I totally understand. I was that way too. But for optimal results and for you to get what you see me getting, you need to be on these products because the fitness is a good portion of it, but you needed the total solution. And that's why for right now, it was $40 more. Now it's $60 more. You can get, and you just share, you guys, everything that they get. So most of my people buy a challenge pack. I was at Success Club. I had my highest month last month at 44. I don't know if it was my highest month, but it was up there. And I was like, I don't even know what I did differently. And I'm going to share in some of my slides, kind of my tips of why I think I got to Success Club 44 or whatever it was. But it wasn't like one thing that I did, right? I've been doing this for 6 years. And I have learned that there are some months where it's really slow. And to me, you guys, I don't care to be at high Success Club. I want to hit Success Club 20, but I'm not like, oh my God, I need to, be this huge high Success Club number. In fact, it was a little overwhelming last month. I didn't like that because I feel like I lost people. Like, where are they? Are they in my group? So personally, I like to give more of that one-on-one attention. And that's what I talk about, is how I'm going to be, checking in on them weekly and, doing all that. But what you might see my accolades and my Success Club numbers, it's, to me, I'm like, I'm not anyone different than anyone else. I'm just someone who got really passionate about what this did for me. And now I feel like I just got to pay that forward to the other Kellys, where I was 6 years ago, drowning in baby diapers, drowning in like feeling that postpartum craziness. And when I did a program, and I did the 21-day fix, right? That's what we all started with. And I got part of her community, her challenge group. And at first I was like, I am not sharing a selfie. So I didn't participate really. I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. And then I looked forward to seeing those posts. And then I was like, all right, cool. Well, yeah, I'm going to keep going. And she's like, okay, we'll sign up for the discount. So I signed up for the discount. And then I saw her sign up a few of my friends from college because we played soccer together in college. And I was like, wait, you're not signing up my friends. I should be signing those girls up. Because I saw her introduce them to our challenge group and stuff. And that's when I was like, why am I so scared of sharing my journey? And it was because I had in my head that people were going to do what I originally did to her, roll their eyes at me and go, oh gosh, she's one of those people that's doing those MLMs. And so I talked to Nick about it, my husband, and he's like, I don't understand what do you have to lose? This has helped you tremendously. Why don't you just do a post and see if you get anyone? And I always tell my new coaches, you're going to have so many more people that support you than people that probably are like, what are you doing? Right? Because people are like, way to go. Awesome. That's amazing. Like, good for you. And that is what kept me going, was knowing like, oh, I got a couple of people from that post and people said that was inspiring. And then you just kept the wheels turning and going, okay, next month I'm going to do the same thing. But I didn't dream big in the beginning. I was just kind of like, all right, help a few people. I don't know what Beachbody really is as a business. I was just having fun sharing what worked for me. Went to Summit, did that whole thing a year and a half into the business. That's when things shifted for me because I didn't want to go back to my pharmaceutical job. I didn't want to have her nanny every day. I wanted to be able to work on my time schedule. And that is when I was like, oh my God, like I literally drank the Kool-Aid after being at Summit. And like my husband was like, holy cow, chill out. You're not coming home with this. There's no way that's possible. And I put it on my vision. I was like, yeah, watch me. So that's how I operate. When I have people that roll their eyes or say, oh, Kelley, love those selfies of yours, or, whatever it might be, I'm always like, all right, watch me. And that is what I love, is because I have done that, right? Now I can say I'm an over 6-figure earner because I stayed consistent and I didn't listen to those people that rolled their eyes at me, maybe. And maybe that's just in my head that people rolled my eyes. I just always assume that because that's what I did to my friend. But going into what Katrina wanted me to talk to you guys about, because I can keep going on and on, is how to find your tribe, right? Through social media and through branding. So I'm going to share my screen, and I am not the most like tech savvy person here. So just bear with me as I navigate this. I don't know why it started on the first, like one of the last. Okay, so here we go. So the main topics I'm going to share is just how you need to be you, and how branding is really going to be how you share yourself on your main feed and also on your stories. And then my 3 steps to growing your tribe and your team, and then just going into consistency a little bit. So you guys, like I said, I truly, like, anytime that I have someone that's like, isn't it uncomfortable talking on your stories? Isn't it like uncomfortable sharing yourself? Like when I have friends that aren't in this business, right? I'm like, no, because I know that I'm just talking to my friends. I'm talking to people who want to be there. And so I don't try to act like I'm on a pedestal or that I'm talking down to them. I try to talk to them as if like, all right, you guys, I need your opinion. What do you think about this? Or, hey, have you ever considered, trying out coaching because you yearned for more, or you're a mom who's at home and you feel like you need something else, right? So I always look at it like, if I take that whole, oh my gosh, I'm talking to thousands of people. Granted, my husband will walk in and I'll be like, stop, get out. I can't talk when you're, when you walk in the room. I did a reel on that actually, like the other week, because it's so real. It's like, I feel comfortable finally. In the beginning, I didn't. It took time and practice, right? But that is what I think is so important, is just being you and talking to the other Kelleys out there. And so that's how, anytime that I feel stumped, I'm like, just talk about what's on your mind and talk to the other Kelleys that were where you were, or maybe even where you are now, if you're like in a slump or you're struggling with something. But I always try to say, I need to talk to the people who are literally me or in a similar situation as me. So who will people connect with on your page? So I always say, look at what you're showing, right? So I didn't show all of my squares because I cut it off accidentally, but obviously your bio is the first thing new followers will see. So I keep it short. This is literally just what I have up there today, if you go look, but it should reflect you and what they'll see on your feed and your stories. So in my opinion, we're all very different, right? Because we have some coaches that are absolutely killing it and say Beachbody coach, right? And I do say Beachbody on my stories and sometimes in my posts, yes, but I just try not to make it that's everything about me, because you know what? Yes, Beachbody is a big part of who I am, but I don't want that. It's not really my identity, right? My identity is a mom of 4. I love fitness. I love everything fitness. I'm not just about just Beachbody. I'm a big runner. And so I'm all about living that healthy lifestyle and mixing in what works for you and your life. Because I get a lot of people who are mixing in what we do with the Peloton and with Orange Theory and with running. And I think that's because I personally say that a lot. Like, hey, maybe you do Orange Theory. Maybe you do Peloton. Let me ask you, are you where you want to be? Like, are you as fit as you want to be? Or are you at your goals? And that gets them thinking like, well, no. Yeah, why? How come I'm not where I want to be? And then I'm showing up every day, showing how I'm using these workouts 30 to 40 minutes a day and how I'm getting results. And that is what I'm displaying, right? So yes, I share Beachbody. Yes, I do all that, but I personally just don't do any like Beachbody links in my profile. I do Linktree. I don't have a lot of like, oh, Beachbody coach on my profile. Not saying that's a no-no. I just don't do that in my opinion. But going back to your bio and how it should summarize your brand. So I always tell some of my new coaches, I'm like, all right, I know that you are a mom and that's awesome that you have like all your kids in that photo, but really you need to make it a you. We need to see a close up of you because that's who you are representing. It's yourself, right? Yes, your kids and your life and everything else is important, but you want people to feel a connection with you and you looking at them. Have your full name on there so people know you. I do have a top coach of my team. She doesn't have her full name because her husband's a police officer and she didn't want it there. So she goes by Kim Elise. It's her middle name. So she doesn't do her last name in there. So obviously there's exceptions, right? I just say if you can put your full name in there. And then bullet points of what they're going to get, right? What are you offering on your page? Before they start looking at your 9 squares that come first, who are you? They should know by looking at your bio what they'll see. And then I'm an emoji person, exclamation mark person. That's just me, my personality. I try to come across as I would if you met me in person. But then your posts and your stories should reflect your bio. So I always say, do a little, I don't know, like audit and go, okay, am I offering what I want my audience to see, right? And then I just edit it. The easiest way is to edit it in your notes section of your phone, and then you copy it and paste it into Instagram because it always comes out funky when I just put it in Instagram when I edit it. Other thing that I always say is visually pleasing. So I do use a preset. I don't think it changes my look. I'm not someone who's like, okay, let me alter the way I look. No, my preset is called light and airy. And I was attracted. The reason why I chose this preset was because I realized I loved going to news feeds that were bright and like appealing in my eyes, like white, and I'd have a lot of coral in my photos because that's one of my favorite colors, I guess. And here I am showing, with me having some coral and whites. But I always say, make it scroll stopping. It doesn't mean that you can't be in your garage and you did a flex photo and it's a grainy photo and you can't use that. No, I'm not saying that. Do the best that you can to kind of lighten it up. But I always say, hey, stand where you're going to get light coming in so people can actually see you. There's a lot of times when we stand in front of our mirror, our window, and then we're backlit. And it's like, oh, even though you can edit it and lighten it up these days with different apps, I just say, make it more appealing by standing in front of the window and the camera going on you so you have the light going on you. But I always say too, like, what accounts do you like? Where are you every day? We all have those accounts. Where are you going, right? What bloggers do you like following? What people do you like seeing and why? Write it down. Figure out what you like about those accounts and what keeps bringing you back. Maybe it's just their reels are funny, or maybe it's, the brightness, or, their content, what they're writing, right? But I feel like this is how you bring people in, is by having Instagram is this way. I'm an Instagram person. That's where I get 90% of my business, maybe more. So I focus a lot on Instagram and I just love it there. Know your brand. And again, you are your brand. So I always tell my coaches, because usually there's a shift, right? Like when you're not a coach or when you're brand new, you are kind of just putting up your family, the highlight reel. We want you to kind of figure out, okay, how can I incorporate your life, your kids, your family, fitness, and coaching? How can you intertwine all of that and make it cohesive and consistent? So for me, like, I try to make it like my lighting. So I use the same preset, and it is in Lightroom. It's called Light and Airy. Like I said, usually in my stories, I do unfold, and it's like a 4 video, or I'll use splice. So I keep it consistent for my audience, and it's easier for me to know what I'm doing. And then again, who are you trying to talk to? So for me, I am trying to talk to the other busy moms out there that have young kids that are in the thick of it, right? Because I have an almost 8-year-old, 6-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So I am talking to people that like kids are in grade school, what, first and second grade, my kids are going into a preschooler, and then I have a baby. Like, life is chaotic. Things are nuts, right? But I'm sharing how they can still do this, right? They can still make themselves a priority. They can still coach if they make it a priority too. And I'm trying to display that not only in my news feed, right, but also in my stories. So I'm talking to the other Kelleys, like the stay-at-home moms, the working moms, because I was that person climbing the corporate ladder for 10 years. And I took me 3 years in coaching. I could have probably left sooner, but I felt the most comfortable after 3 years. After I had my third son, I was like, I'm on maternity leave and I'm not going back, because guess what? Coaching. Coaching has provided our family. We won't feel this like my husband always said, you don't need to go back to work, Kelley, but things are just going to be more tight. And I know that's okay. We can make it work. And for me, I was like, I don't want to leave my corporate job until I feel more secure, and knowing that, my business can provide and make up for that loss. But then again, I'm sharing about how I was burnt out, how I needed an outlet outside of mom life, right? So to me, I don't consider myself a stay-at-home mom. I I I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to be home and work on my time and have more time freedom. So I do, before you think like, how do you do it all? You have 4 kids. Holy cow, that's insane. Like, no, I get help. I have right now, I only have 2 days a week when someone comes, which is, not a crazy amount, but she does laundry, she helps with the baby. I'm home, so I can always be there if I need to. And then my mom helps out a lot too. But I'm all about, hey, talk to those people who, whatever you're feeling, that's how you have to talk. That's how you have to display. Because I don't want to talk like, oh, I just wanted to be home with my babies and that's it. Like, well, no, because I want people that want to be home but work. They need an outlet, right, outside of mom life. Because what we do is not like a walk in the park. If you want to build a business, you got to really work, right? You got to fail forward. It's trial and error, and you can still have fun doing what we do. And then what I hope to provide to others out there, I hope to inspire them. I hope to motivate them. I hope to provide simple and easy recipes and meal plans. I just hope to be the example and share what has worked for me, and that they can go, okay, if she can do it, maybe I can too. But I don't know where my next slide is. That is not enough by just doing that, which I'll get to in the inviting in a second. But so yes, like I said, talk to you on your posts. And I think this goes back to how do you find your tribe, right? How do you find your tribe? You talk to yourself. You talk to who, like I always say, consider your avatar in each post. So the avatar is you, and think about what that girl, that mom, that, maybe working mom that feels like she's drowning in trying to do it all. Or maybe you're talking to that stay-at-home mom, right? What's your story? Who are you talking to? But think about her struggles and what maybe makes her happy, what makes her sad, and what she's worried about. Because that's something that I'm always trying to go back to. Because that post that you do on coaching, it might not have the best like views or likes or whatever. And I don't care about that. I just want that one person to go, hey, that resonated with me. I want more info. Because that one person could be that person that locks arms with you and says, I want to build a business. And you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. You don't need to have all these builders on your team. It's working with the ones that want to build, and you run together. But then again, I connect with the person you used to be. So like I said, talk to who you used to be or where you are now, what you're struggling with, what you did struggle with, and no one else. Just talk to that person, because that is who you will attract, right? It's if you're just purely you. And then again, how I create engagement is I ask for advice. So I will share like just different things about, fashion and things I found, and hey, what do you think about this? Should I go with this or that outfit? Or, I also do things where, for example, I'll do a poll where I'm like, after I do a workout series, I'll say, what exactly are you struggling with? And I'll do multiple choice, and it'll say, accountability, my fitness is off, nutrition, all the above, or, I need something, right? And then it gives people the option to like, not say, yes, I want info, but hey, all those 10 people that took one of those, I can reach out to them and say, hey, saw that you took my poll from yesterday, that you struggle on nutrition. Can you tell me more about that? I would love to guide you or help you, or, just do it in a way where it's not like you're this robotic machine that's just asking questions. It's like, how can you be like a person? This is a social platform, so just be social, talk to them, ask how you can help them. Okay, so how do you make connections and how do you invite? Well, you need to build trust. So consistency more than anything builds trust. So how often are you posting? I always say, at least for myself, I'm like, and I'm not someone who posts every day. I post probably four to 5 times a week. I usually do a couple reels a week, which has helped me grow a lot. But I don't focus too much on like, oh, I got to post every day. I just make sure that my content is on par. Like, I want to make sure I'm not just putting something out there. Of course, you have your low key posts where you're like talking about the 4th of July, or, I leave those light posts, of course, throughout the week too, because I don't want people to think, oh, I'm always having a story, or I always am inviting, or, and then how many stories a day? I always say, make sure that you're doing at least 7 to 10 stories. But be consistent, whatever it is. Be consistent that you're drinking Energize every day. Be consistent that you're having your shake. People need to see that in order for them to say, well, if Kelley's doing that, then I should do it. But if you're never showing that, but you're telling them they need all that, then they might not think they need it, right? And then what I always spend time doing is making the time to connect with people. So I personally feel the best just not engaging with random people. I engage with people that are watching my stories, or that I'll go to a post that did really well and I'll go through everyone that liked it and I will message them. And I'll just say, hey, thanks a lot for the love on my post yesterday, or whatever it might be, right? I'll engage with them. I just appreciate you following along my fitness and mom life journey. I hope that you get some inspiration from it. I see, if I can, I'll go to their profile and say, I see that you're also a busy mom of 2. Do you have any fitness goals at the moment? Or sometimes it's nothing else besides just thanks for following along my journey, right? And then they usually respond back. But that is how I am engaging and how I'm connecting with people with those private messages and DMs. And then
You can switch it up. Totally can switch it up.
And then are you sprinkling your journey? Right? Do others have a reason to join you? Oh, okay. There's a lot of background noise. But you guys, how do you overcame that struggle, but you kept going? So I always tell my coaches, like, if you feel off right now in your nutrition or anything, you're in a funk, will you please share that? Get real with your people. If you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't know what it is, I just am not myself today, or I haven't been myself lately, it's okay for people to see that side of you. It's okay for people to say, oh, because then they can go, oh my gosh, me too. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for letting me know that you're struggling with that. That just gives them one other element for them to connect with you on, besides just, oh, everything's so wonderful and great, doing my workout. And I always want to do my workout, right? Okay, so 3 steps to growth. Be rooted. And what do I mean by that? Honestly, you need to know why you coach. What is your mission? So I tell my story often. People should know that I was a mom of 2, and I was a working mom climbing the ladder, but I was not happy. I did not want to do that anymore. I wanted more purpose. I wanted more flexibility. I wanted more freedom. And I felt that I was called to do something else. And I wasn't sure if that was coaching at the time. I just was like, maybe this could be it. And then 1 year in, I saw this opportunity to help me come home to my babies and love what I did each day. And I just wanted more time freedom more than anything. So you need to have a couple 3 to 4 strong whys, because you guys, hitting Success Club and waking up at like whatever it might be for you to work your business at 5 a.m., that's not going to cut it just because you have to hit Success Club, just because, you're wanting to help 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people each month. You need to have a stronger why. Why are you doing this? What's making you do this and do the business activity tracker? Is it so you can earn an extra couple $100 a week for groceries for your family? Is it put in savings? Is it to get out of debt? Is it so you can, just have more purpose and fulfillment? Maybe it's as little as that, right? But you have to have that like rooted reason why you coach. Otherwise, you know what? After a couple months in of you waking up early and you staying up late because you didn't get to work, you're not going to do that. just because you feel like you need to hit Success Club because your coach told you to. And you will attract your tribe with your mission and your why. So example pics, here's just me. You guys, people know my story. So I always share, like this was the other week, that's my daughter. And this is with my firstborn when I was hugging and kissing him goodbye. And it like can bring me tears to my face because I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember that moment. I had my pump bag, I had my lunch, my water, like I was in my high heels and I was saying bye, leaving him and my baby with the nanny. And even though I loved working, that was not what I wanted to leave my kids for. I didn't want to leave my kids every day to go do a job that was like, really? This is why I'm leaving my kids? Now, when I need help and I have our nanny here, and I'm like, oh my God, I get to connect with people and I get to pour into a job that I love. Buddy, we don't want them to see you. You can take a shower. But that is what I share, you guys. This was a post that I did. I want people to know, like, yeah, was I scared to share my journey? Yes, but I still did. And look at where I am today. Now I get to be home during the day with my daughter and I wouldn't change it. Okay, so belief. You must have belief in our products and this opportunity. Like, honestly, title and rank do not mean you're a leader. So don't think, well, I'm not at a certain rank, so I can't talk about the business, or I'm not making a certain income. You guys, we all started with zero. We all started with maybe our husband and their mom, which is what I did. I have my mom and Nick as my first 2 coaches. So it doesn't matter where you are. You just have to decide right now, like, I want to build a team and I want to find the other women out there that want to lock arms and do this with me. And then you have to share, what do you love about the programs? What have they done for you? Every day I talk about it. And what has coaching done for you? Every day, I somehow sprinkle in coaching, whether it's the community, whether it's the time freedom that I have, and just the overall, like all of it. Checking in on my challengers, how it gives me enjoyment. Looking at people who are telling me that they've, lost weight or they have more energy for their kids. I share that on my social media. I want people to know, like, that is why I coach, for those reasons. And then where are you headed? Do you truly believe you can get there? Because if you have these self-doubts, and we all do, right? Like, don't say you don't. We all have those self-doubts, or we have the comparison, which I do too at times. And I'm like, stop. This is like, you need to be focused on your why and your mission and what you want to achieve, right? And how you can get there. Okay, so then you got to get uncomfortable. So growth obviously doesn't happen in comfort zones. So, when people say I'm not growing a team, I don't know why. Well, are you sharing it on social media? Are you doing challenge group call to actions? Are you breadcrumbing coaching into your Instagram stories? Are you doing one-on-one invites? Are you inviting challengers to become coaches and saying, hey, by the way, you're rocking this challenge group and you've gotten great results. Have you considered doing what I do? That is literally what I say. I don't say that much else besides that. Most of my coaches are challengers and they just have fallen in love with it. And then, are you hosting a sneak peek, info session, sip and learn? I know we all call them different things. Are you utilizing what your team is doing? Tomorrow, Diesel Nation has one. You bet I'm going to be adding people there. I did my invites, some today, to my challengers, inviting them. I went back to other messages of people saying that they wanted info on what I do, but they never got back to me. This is the perfect time to follow up and say, hey, I have a great sneak peek you can join. And then this is something that, when I have this saved, I can send this to Katrina, but I have this saved on my phone when I'm like, how do I share coaching? These are all 5 reasons of how you can talk about coaching. Honestly, why did you decide to become a coach? That's one thing that you can talk about one day. What has coaching done for you? Honestly, write this down. What do you see coaching doing for your future? You talk about that. I see coaching as the platform or the vehicle to help me come home to my kids one day. Put it out there. What are your favorite parts about coaching? And then honestly, share about what made you nervous. I share all the time that coaching made me nervous. My 3-year-old's crying. Hold on. What's wrong?
Get in your room. Go.
Nick deserves a medal after tonight. So, but what made you nervous about coaching? So I share a lot, you guys, my hesitations. I'll share how social media gave me like pit in my stomach, how I didn't want to be that person, right? But I talk about my fears because I want that person to go, what? She felt that way and here she is now, right? I want that mom or that woman to go, okay, you know what? That's awesome. I want to try that. How did she overcome that? Okay, so now what? Now you got to take action. So you got to lead with your why and your mission. And every single day, just say, I want to connect with 3 to 5 new people. And then invite 3 people a day. Honestly, how I invite is so casual. And inviting to coaching, do I invite to coaching every day? No, but I invite to whatever I'm inviting to, right? And my stories or my posts. And I will make sure that if they're watching my stories or they like that post, I'll say, hey, thanks for the love on my post the other day on coaching and how, it's given me the ability to come home. Is this something that you've ever considered doing? They liked it. Why not ask them? Right. So that post that I shared with you guys there, a few slides up of when I was leaving my son and how I'm home now, all those 300 people, I should be messaging somehow, some way. Thanks for the love of my post. I appreciate it. It always takes me out of my comfort zone and getting vulnerable. Have you ever considered coaching or doing what I do? Anyway, either way, I just appreciate you following along and giving me the love and support. And then create a purposeful challenge group and coach posts each week that is connected to one of your whys. This will also connect with your people. Breadcrumb, call to actions and stories each day. I do polls, I do swipe ups, I do swipe the emoji if you want more info. You can go look at what I did today. I did a mix of 645 and I did a mix of coaching. And then coach off every month. Make sure that you are doing that every single month and inviting. I think, yeah, you guys know consistency is key, right? Whether, what I always say when I look at one of my coaches that's like, I'm not growing, I'm like, okay, well, let me go check you out, right? And then I'm like, I don't see you sharing about coaching. You didn't do an invite. You don't have a before and after photo on here. Like there's always a reason, right? And it's consistency. You have to show people why they should join you. And that's it, you guys. I hope that was helpful. I will stop my screen share and I can make you, I'll make Katrina the host.
We're co-hosting. Yay! That was awesome, Kelly. I loved it. I have quite a few notes that I need to implement. I'm the terrible poster. Like I need to post more often, but I'm always like, I don't have anything to say. I have a hard time drumming it up. So I took a screenshot of your 5 things and I'll definitely keep that as a pocket reference. I loved it.
I can share that.
Questions? I have one, but I don't mean to hog the show. I can talk to Kelly anytime, just us. But so when you're doing like your messages, are you doing voice memos? Do you type it out? What's your primary way of connecting that or when?
Yeah, so I literally just type it out. It just depends if we're going back and forth. I'm just trying to find some examples in here. Like if we're going back and forth, let's say they're asking me questions on the challenge group or like they're confused on something I sent them, then that's when I'm like, hey, Sarah, no worries. So yes, this is what the cost is. This is what you'll get. Or, maybe it's just me saying, okay, thanks for the love of my post. Yes. Do I do that voice memo? Not really. I wait till I have that initiation just via messages. And like I said, what I typically do is I say, I'm trying to find, I say, okay, hey, Sarah, thanks for following along my journey on here. I hope you're hanging in there during this time. That was back in 2020. Instagram's so weird. This is one of my top messages. And it's not, this was from so long ago, but anyway, and this is when I just said, like, let me know if you'd ever like info on my virtual boot camps and the programs I do. Would love to get you info if so. So that is that's a connecting / invite, but sometimes, a lot of the times I am not necessarily doing, an invite. I just want to connect with people. And I think that's where we can stand out. Like I know, I have belief that I'll hit Success Club by just making connections with people. And those connections will lead to invites. And sometimes those connections will lead to them all of a sudden noticing me more and then taking my poll. That happens a lot when I just say, hey, Sarah, thanks for following along my journey. I'm a busy mom of 4, and I love sharing health, fitness, mom life, the craziness of it all. I just appreciate you being here. I'm glad that we've connected. And it just gets them to go, oh, thanks so much. I appreciate it. It's, whatever. And then it depends on where the conversation goes, right? Usually if they say something that spurs me, like sometimes I get women that say, thank you. I'm actually just now starting my fitness journey and I'm excited to watch your stuff. And I go, oh, well, that's awesome. By the way, I run private accountability groups for women who are wanting to make more time for themselves and have goals. Can I send you some more info on that? Then it's like so natural, right? They're like, I let them in by saying, thanks for following along my journey, letting them know who I am and what they can expect to see on my page. Then they respond of, hey, thanks. It's been fun following you. Or I look forward to watching your fitness tips and nutrition. That's exactly what I need. And then I go, boom, there I can do like a soft invite, right? That's literally, you guys, I feel like how I've hit Success Club continuously over the years.
I love that. Anyone else? Feel free to unmute, drop it in the chat. Questions?
Free group. I don't do as many. I did a lot of free groups when I started. Like I tried to do once a month. Like I did a lot of free groups. That's how I really grew on Facebook, like my friends and stuff. And I do recommend doing free groups because I think that's a great way to get people to trust you and to see what you're doing and to keep it simple. Keep that same free group. That way you don't feel like you're always creating a new one. And that's what I would do. I would keep the same free group. Let's say it was a crock pot challenge. And then the next month I did 5 days of free fitness or an ab challenge. And I would just change the cover photo and say, hey guys, FYI, this is going to be, you don't have to stay in this page if you don't want, but our next challenge is going to be all about workouts and healthy recipes or something like that. And then that way I feel like free groups can be so daunting on us because we're literally like, oh my God, that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of time. But you have to make sure that you are following up with everyone that you invited. Otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose. I find people don't really say, yeah, I'm interested now from a post that you did in there. You have to say, Sarah, thanks so much for following, or thanks so much for being in my group. Can I send you info on my upcoming boot camp? I hope you really enjoyed this group. My boot camp will be very similar, but it's going to be for 30 days and you're going to get access to, and you can just do a little blurb of what they're going to get.
Love that. Anyone else? You guys are quiet.
I just unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry. I have a house of 17 people right now. I just want to say thank you so much for all that you shared. I think that I'm a mom of 5 and I homeschool and it's crazy at my house all the time. I was just wondering what your business hours look like. And I know you have extra help and I don't, but I wake up at 4:30 and I work the business and try to do it from that end. And then like now everyone's having dinner, and I'm on the call. So, can you give any tips to like managing that portion if you don't have the option for additional help? We have got a amazing amount of people and time and energy and all the things.
So what made it easier for me to do, instead of looking at the Success Club tracker and being like, oh my God, I got to do invites and then I got to connect and I got to do this. I actually spread it out where I'm like Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do my invites. And then I'm going to have follow-up Fridays. So that way, like, if I didn't get, like, if I need to follow up with anyone or people took my poll or, whatever, I could follow up with people Friday and check in with them if they took my poll on Monday and I sent them info or, so I personally, I wake up early too. And like some days, like today, I didn't have any help. Well, my mom actually took my 2 boys for a little bit and my other son was in preschool or his summer school and then I had the baby, but I was literally like, I can't just bank on working my business during nap hour because there's just no way, like I can't do this business just doing that. So this morning I knew like I got to get my stories out with 6:45 and, do my best with having that done. And then sharing that, instead of sharing my morning routine and what I normally do and work out, I shared 6:45, got started with that. I woke up early, did those slides, what I wanted to say, did a poll. And then during nap time is when I checked in with challengers. And it's also when I made new connections too. So that's, every day varies, but like when you don't have help, I just say you got to break it down where I know we say you need to do the business activity tracker every day, and that's how you grow. But for me, if I'm on a roll and I want to spend an hour of inviting, I can get way more done doing a lot of invites in that chunk of like those 2 days. And granted, I always look at where I'm at success club wise. If I'm like, I want to help 5 new ladies get started on 6:45 by the end of the week, then I'm going to be really focusing on getting those 5 ladies this week. And I think that's how that's helped me. It's just setting like small attainable goals. Like 5 new ladies is not hard for this new program. I know that could happen. So for me, it's just like, okay, I need to spend the time sending those private invites and following up with people. But I wish I could say it was like super consistent. Summertime is obviously hard. I mean, you're busy, you have kids, you have a lot of people at your house, like summertime is off. So give yourself grace. Because I mean, my house is crazy right now too. Kids are in somewhat have camps. They're off this week. I mean, I'm like all over the place, but I just know I used to work my business at night when I was a working mom in my corporate job. And I just can't do that anymore. I don't even do my team calls. They used to be at 8 p.m. and I was like, hell no. So now my team calls are at 6 p.m. because I'm like, that is when and Nick just knows, like once a month or twice a month, that's when I have my calls with my team. And then I personally don't like to work at night. I'm like, I've been hustling all day. I'm cracks of my day that I want to leave the evenings completely like done. And then I also work my hardest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I try to get as much done as possible with invites and connections. And then Thursday and Friday are my fun days. Like Thursday, granted, it should be a fun day. That's when we get paid. That's when recognition happens. You get to recognize your team. So I want that to be my day of like, oh, I'm going to go on a walk on the beach with my kids, or I'm going to go take them to the park or Legoland. And then Friday is kind of that way too. But what comes with that is knowing if that's my schedule, then I'm up early doing what I need to do. Otherwise, it could be so easy to come to the end of the day and be like, well, didn't do as much as I wanted today, but like, got to fit it in. So yeah, I hope that helps. I just think it's
Perfect answer. Like, I love that. So great. Obviously, you say like 2 of my children come in and like have to talk to me during this meeting.
Oh yeah.
It's like life, but yeah, perfect answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Anyone else?
I think they all are thinking about everything they need to go do to their social media.
I think too though, like, so, I mean, honestly, like when you look at your social media, like, don't think it has to be perfect. Like I personally, like, to me, it just comes easy. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say like all my photos are this or that. Like, no, like I want people to see me as a human, but at the same time, like I don't know, like I personally, that's what I like. And so that's what I typically find myself wanting to share. And I think just by using a preset that lightens up your photos and finding that right one that you like, it doesn't take a lot of time doing that. Honestly, I copy and paste it on Lightroom app. It's super easy.
All right, well, this looks like everybody's, Peyton, you look like you're itching to say something. Yes or no? No, she stood up, she changed positions. I'm like, maybe she wants to say it.
Oh no, I'm just getting water. But this, like, I've been working on my social media for the last month and a half, and I'm a new mom of 2 under 2. And you're like, I don't like working nights. I'm like, oh, that's what my life is right now, and I absolutely hate it. So
Yeah, just make that your goal. Like right now, if you're 202, like, oh my gosh, I was no way waking up early and working. So like I said, like just find those pockets of your time of your day. And I don't have it on me. I have this little block timer and I love it. I use it where it's like a 15, 30 minute or 45-minute, 60 minute, like it has all those, you just put the block down and it's like a cube. And I'll be like, okay, I just need to sit here, turn off notifications and send my connections for the next 20 minutes, right? And it's sometimes you're just going to be doing it in power pockets when you're like juggling all that, especially having 202. I just think that when I was a mom of 202 and I was doing this business and I was seeing success and momentum, it was really because I was just honestly staying consistent. I wasn't doing a ton of everything. I was just staying consistent with showing up on social media and really being a product of the product and inviting and making sure if like I wasn't going to be if I was like not at Success Club by like the 15th, I would be like, okay, I need to figure out what I need to do. Because maybe it's not my call to action post. Maybe it's just I need to make better connections and invites in the DMs. Because think of when you go to all your followers and your friends, like even if it's 500 people, that's 500 people that you can connect with. So, you know, I always look at it like start with the people that liked maybe your family photo from the 4th, right? That probably got a lot of likes. Go off of that, invite those people, connect with them. And then you go to people that watch your stories. But it's just doing those little things and staying consistent with it, not feeling like, oh my God, I don't have time to do an hour at a time, because I was definitely not doing that either.
Well, that's a relief because I have, like, consistency has been the thing that has kept me going. And now I'm struggling with like, I've been so consistent and I've been really good at like forming the connections, but I feel like I don't have anyone new because I haven't had the time to like sit down and find the new people. I've just been working with who I have, if that makes sense. Like I've been on the defense mode and now I need to get off the defense mode and go engage with new people.
Yeah. And I can say that's something that I love doing. I love the social aspect of what we get to do on social media, on Instagram. It's a social platform. So literally make it so simple as just connect with your followers and say, you know, spend 10 minutes of going on your newsfeed and liking and commenting. And then from there, you can go and say, you know, like, thanks for following along my journey. I appreciate it. I am, you know, a mom of 202, life is crazy, but I hope I can share some fitness inspiration and real mom life over here. But anyway, thanks for following along. Something like that, where it's just making that initial connection and not feeling like, but how am I going to find people? Like, I don't think of it like, but I got to find people, new people to bring in. I just think I got to serve my current people and connect with my current people. And then those people I just know I've done this. It's like, it's seriously a system. They end up building trust with you. You gave them a little touch and it got them to feel more inclined to reach out to you when they're ready. And that might not be this month, right? That might be next month, but it's definitely possible when you take the pressure off of like, I got to find new people. Just look at it like, I just need to make my connections. I need to say, do my thank yous. Thank you for following along my journey, and connect with the people that are at your table, right? That are liking your posts, watching your stories. And that's honestly the best that you can do in the stage that you're in, right? And doing those hard call to actions too, because I see my coaches do this and I'm like, you're not doing hard call to actions. You need to make sure that you just did a great series of your routine and some fitness videos. Where's the, hey, by the way, would you like more info on what I'm doing or my routine? Because that is what people need. They need that simple, like, yes, I do. I just love watching what you just did and how you got that done in 30 minutes, right? So make sure that you're doing a call to action after some series and talking to the camera too.
Love that.
Thank you.
So 7:02, so we'll cut it there because I know Kelley's a busy mom. She doesn't like to work the evenings. Just kidding. But let's take a quick picture. Everybody take off your camera. Remember, was it Aaron Hopkins that told us, unless you're in the bathroom, you better show us your face.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, oh, Victoria's in the thank you again for your time. And that was awesome. I'm gonna go do some stuff with my social and have a fantastic time at your guys' summit. I think it'll be amazing. I can't wait.
Yes, you guys too.
We will. We're excited. All right, guys, have a great night and we'll see you next week.